The final frame of Faces of Death isn't a jump scare or a sigh of relief. It's a UI overlay. We see Margot, blood-soaked and trembling, having survived the literal meat grinder, while the hearts and fire emojis float across her face in a digital tide. She won the fight, but she lost the war. Arthur, the Spotless Slayer, isn't the antagonist. He's just a high-performing employee. The real monster is the Kino algorithm, a sentient, profit-driven deity that has evolved past human control. The film isn't a slasher, it's a corporate horror story about how engagement has replaced morality as a primary law of the universe. If you haven't seen the movie yet, maybe check out this video and check out my spoiler-free review. The movie opens with Margot popping Adderall like they're Tic Tacs. And this isn't just a character quirk, it's a structural setup. Her brain has been overclocked to match the speed of the Kino feed. The film uses a high frequency editing style here because every 1.5 seconds to mirror her internal state of reviewing these horrible videos. And why doesn't she just quit? Because the script establishes that she has a viral tragedy in her past. She's basically digitally blacklisted. She can't do like customer facing service like Starbucks. She's got a job basically scrubbing the digital latrine. And Margot's roommate owns the original 1978 Faces to Death on VHS. And this is a crucial visual motif. The VHS is tactile, grainy, and a dead format. And the contrast to that are the new videos Margot finds. Recreations of the electric chair and head-crushing scenes that are slick, 8K, and live. And these videos aren't just Easter eggs for fans of the original Mondo films. This is the structural hook. Arthur, the serial killer, is replatforming the 20th century shock for a generation that thinks CGI is reality. When Margot's boss refuses to report them, he cites engagement metrics. So even if the platform knows these deaths are real, they probably provide like a 400% higher retention rate than the fake ones. And if you get police involved, that makes the platform look bad. But let's talk about Arthur real quick. Dacre Montgomery plays him with a frantic, twitchy energies that's less Jason Voorhees and more Patrick Bateman with the cleaning lady fetish. And Arthur's obsession with cleaning his kill sites isn't just a creepy killer trait, it's a metaphor for content moderation in a way. He's literally moderating his own crimes to make them brand safe for the Kino algorithm. He understands the machine better than Margot does, ironically. He knows that if there's too much of a mess, the AI might flag it, and it looks like theatrical horror if it stays up like that. And like we all do, Margot turns to Reddit and the Kino backend to track Arthur. Margot uses some admin privileges to hack the killer. And maybe Arthur wants to be found. He's been using Kino's own data to select victims, meaning that he's been watching Margot watch him. And this is where the film shifts the color palette a little bit that I noticed, like moving from the warm, sickly oranges of Margot's apartment to the cold, sterile blue light of the digital world. She's not a detective. She's not the cat in the cat and the mouse game. It seems like Arthur is actually the cat and tracking her. Margot's roommate gets butchered and she gets kidnapped. And that's when Margot arrives at the studio. This is where we have to talk about Arthur's studio. It's not a dungeon, it's a soundstage. Arthur has recreated the Mondo aesthetic with modern tech. He's not just a murderer, he's a content creator. And Margot is there to provide the authentic reaction that the algorithm demands for a season finale by killing the train girl. Margot is able to escape with Charli XCX, and she grabs Arthur's external hard drive with all of his raw footage on it. They both attempt to escape. Charli XCX gets shot and doesn't make it. Arthur fires a shot at Margot and hits the hard drive instead. She escapes, finds the police, takes the police to the house, but due to law enforcement incompetence and Arthur convincing them that Margot is a stalker, and Margot overreacting when he talks about her sister getting hit by a train on video, the police take her away. That's when Arthur finds out she has his hard drive. and he texts her to bring the hard drive back or he's going to kill the other 2 victims. So the final act isn't just a rescue mission, it's a collision of 2 viral ghosts. Margot enters the studio not as a victim, but as a negotiator holding the one thing Arthur values more than blood: the master copies of his immortal legacy. But when Margot reaches the inner sanctum, the rescue is revealed as a grotesque piece of performance art. The captives are already dead, their heads sewn onto mannequins in a nauseating high fashion parody. And yes, the mannequin with Charli XCX's head on it, it's kind of like a cynical jab at celebrity culture. In this, she's a big time influencer, and in the world of Kino, a major influencer is just more meat for the feed. And Arthur just doesn't just want a star, he wants Train Girl. It's revealed early on that Margot's viral tragedy of her sister getting hit by a train doing a Kino dance, I guess, or TikTok dance is what you would call it in our world. He isn't just killing her, he's finishing her arc for the audience. So Arthur's obsession with the spotless edit has always been his Achilles heel. He spent the entire movie trying to sanitize violence into art, but Margot forces him back into the trash. And I gotta point out the lipstick knife that Margot uses on him. It's a perfect symbol of the performative femininity turned into a weapon. Arthur falls into the viscera of his previous victims, and for a man who performs frantic cleaning rituals after every drop of blood, falling into a pool of unfiltered blood is the psychological flashbang for his OCD. He basically loses his mind, not just his footing. This gives Margot the upper hand and eventually stabs him in the chest like a vampire kill. It's sort of poetic. He's a digital parasite who lived off the lifeblood of others. She pins him to the floor like a specimen. And a closing note is the ultimate cynical chef's kiss. Margot doesn't call the police. They're useless. She picks up her phone and records him dying. As Arthur laughs, realizing he finally got his authentic ending, Margot hits upload and she gives the Kino app exactly what it wants. So, is there a good payoff here? I mean, I think the script plays fair by showing Margot's total corruption. She started movie flagging violence. She ends it as the top trending creator. She didn't destroy the faces of death. She became the new face of death. I think it feels earned, and it's kind of bold. It suggests that in a digital age, you either die a moderator or live long enough to see yourself become the content. But what was your take on the ending? Let me know down in the comments below. Check out my spoiler-free review of Faces of Death here, and YouTube thinks you'll like this other video by my head. And I'll see you next time.